Hi, I'm Chiniquy. This is the Hard Money Minute, brought to you by IMC Money. What I want to talk about right now is being patient. There's a lot of different topics that being patient could cover, but this one's probably the most important, because if you're not patient when you're finding that property to flip, if you're not patient when you're looking for a piece of real estate to invest in, you could get burned badly. Let me give you a little example. You've spent a lot of money in training, or you've gone through a lot of educational programs, or you've done a lot of research and done a lot of homework, and you're ready to flip a house. And you hear about all these other people flipping houses. And you may belong to an investor group or some other group of people where you see a lot of people in certain markets or certain parts or pockets of the country, and they're just flipping house after house, and they're all excited, and they're broadcasting their successes on Facebook or wherever you see them, and they're, oh, I'm investing here, and I flipped this house, and I just bought this one. Okay, that's great. That's great. But what happens a lot of times is that people, they see that other people are having success, and they're wondering why they're not having success themselves, and they might go out and rush into a piece of property just to get a deal done. And what I'd like to tell you is that is an incredibly bad idea. If you're investing in a piece of property simply because you want to invest, simply because you want to get out there and you want to get a deal regardless of the numbers, that's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for you to lose money. You don't want to do a deal just for the sake of doing a deal. You don't want to get involved in a real estate transaction that's going to end up losing you money. You want to make sure that you're getting the right property, so you need to be patient. And don't let the whisperings or the rumors or the stories or the whatever that gets inside your brain, don't let that cloud your judgment on the deal that you're trying to do. See, it's got to be about the math. The right property, the math will work out. Remember, math never lies. So you want to make sure that the math works out. You want to make sure that your comparables are solid. You want to make sure that you're flipping the right property. But you have to be patient. Don't try and cram it. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to force this house. Make sure the numbers work. Make sure the house works. Make sure you're capable of flipping it. And be patient. Just because your friends or just because other people are flipping 2 houses a month or whatever, that doesn't mean you go out and you flip a property that's going to lose you money. Obviously, there's some exceptions. If you're going to make just a little bit of money and it's a super easy one or whatever, I mean, you're going to always find an exception to every rule, to everything you talk about. But generally speaking, the most important thing you can do when flipping a house is finding the right property to begin with. And sometimes that takes a little patience. In your excitement to get a deal done, don't get your judgment clouded by that excitement. Don't let your enthusiasm for the business, don't let your excitement for the business cloud the judgment of numbers, facts, and figures. Numbers don't lie. Math never lies. How much can you buy the house for? How much will it cost you to fix it up? And what can you sell it for? Those you know those numbers. You know whether or not the deal makes sense. But be patient. Don't force it. Just because everybody else is finding success, that doesn't mean you won't find success. It might just mean that the ones you found thus far were not good properties to buy. So be patient. Be patient. Find the right deal. If you do, I can't guarantee you'll be successful, but I can guarantee, I don't like to guarantee anything. You could lose money on any deal, the best deal in the world. What I can tell you is if you're patient, you've got a much more likelihood of being successful than if you rush into some deal where the numbers don't make sense. I'm not saying don't have a sense of urgency. Have a sense of urgency. Get out there. Flip that house. But make sure the numbers make sense. Okay, that's it. Again, my name is Chiniquy. This is the Hard Money Minute, sponsored by IMC Money. Please check out the website. Follow me, like me, all that kind of stuff. You know what you're supposed to do. Click on whatever buttons or whatever. Thanks again. Look forward to seeing you next time.